Epstein files, and do you think your critics will be satisfied with?
Well, they should be, because it looked like this guy Wolff, who's a writer, was conspiring with Epstein to do harm to me. And I didn't see it myself, but I was told by some very important people that not only does it absolve me, it's the opposite of what people were hoping, the radical left. That Wolff, who's a third-rate writer, was conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein to hurt me, politically or otherwise. And that came through loud and clear. So we'll probably sue Wolff on that. And maybe the Epstein estate, I guess. I don't know. But we're going to certainly sue.
You want to sue the Epstein estate?
Well, you may. I guess so, because he was conspiring with Wolff to do harm to me politically. That's not a friend.
U.S. President Donald Trump broke silence on the explosive fallout from the latest release of Jeffrey Epstein files, claiming that the more than 3 million pages do not implicate him, but instead clear his name. Trump alleged that writer Michael Wolff conspired with Jeffrey Epstein to politically damage him, calling Wolff a third-rate writer and accusing him of coordinated harm. Trump went further, saying legal action is likely and that lawsuits against Wolff and possibly others are being considered. On Friday, the U.S. Justice Department released more Epstein-related documents, including 2,000 videos and nearly 180,000 images now placed into the public domain. The files contain emails, reports, photographs, and unverified claims involving some of the world's most powerful figures, from politicians and billionaires to filmmakers and celebrities. Among those newly appearing in the documents, filmmaker Brett Ratner, seen in photos with Epstein and 2 women. Ratner directed the documentary Melania, released just days ago. His production company has not yet responded to requests for comment. Another revelation names filmmaker Mira Nair, mother of New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani, as an attendee at a 2009 after-party hosted at Ghislaine Maxwell's townhouse, an event also attended by Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos, according to a contemporaneous email included in the files. The documents also contain unverified FBI reports alleging that Trump was compromised by Israel, citing the influence of his son-in-law Jared Kushner, claims the president has repeatedly denied. Separate files revisit questions around Kushner's business dealings, Russian-linked investments, and past real estate transactions flagged by confidential sources as raising red flags. Epstein's longtime lawyer Alan Dershowitz is also named in the documents, with allegations claiming intelligence influence, allegations Dershowitz has strongly denied in the past. Meanwhile, tech billionaire Bill Gates has firmly rejected claims found in draft emails written by Epstein himself, emails that were never sent, calling the allegations absolutely absurd and completely false. The Justice Department has warned that being named in the files does not imply wrongdoing, and that many claims are unverified, sensational, or submitted by unreliable sources. Yet the scale of the release and the number of powerful names involved is reigniting global scrutiny over who knew what and when. As legal threats, political accusations, and unanswered questions swirl, one thing is clear: the Epstein files are far from finished shaking Washington. The name Jeffrey Epstein still echoes through the corridors of global power. And today, it echoes once more in the inbox of one of the world's most powerful men. Newly released documents from the United States Department of Justice reveal previously undisclosed email exchanges between billionaire tech entrepreneur Elon Musk and the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Emails that suggest contact was more extensive and more cordial than Musk has publicly acknowledged. The messages date back to 2012 and 2013, years after Epstein's 2008 conviction for soliciting a minor and years before his arrest on federal sex trafficking charges. In one exchange from December 2013, Musk writes, "We'll be in the BVI, St. Bart's area over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit?" Epstein replies casually, "Any day 1st to 8th, always space for you." The two continue discussing dates. January 2nd is penciled in. Epstein even writes, "I was really looking forward to finally spending some time together, with just fun as the agenda." The meeting ultimately does not take place. Epstein later cancels, citing scheduling conflicts in New York. But the emails don't stop there. A year earlier, in November 2012, Epstein asks Musk, "How many people will you be for the heli to Island?" Musk replies, "Probably just Tallulah and me. What day or night will be the wildest party on your island?" Another exchange follows, this time about parties, helicopters, and the social scene in the Caribbean. Epstein suggests St. Bart's instead. He adds, "The ratio on my island might make Tallulah uncomfortable." Musk responds, "Ratio is not a problem for Tallulah." Again, the visit does not take place. On January 2nd, 2013, Musk writes, "Logistics won't work this time around." No evidence shows Musk ever traveled to Epstein's island, but the tone of the correspondence, friendly, informal, familiar, stands in contrast to Musk's long-standing public denials. In 2019, Musk told Vanity Fair that Epstein was obviously a creep and claimed Epstein had tried repeatedly to get him to visit the island. Invitations he said he declined. The newly released emails now complicate that narrative. The documents also include references to a possible lunch meeting at SpaceX in 2013, coordinated by Epstein's longtime assistant. And separate messages show Epstein congratulating Musk after a SpaceX rocket launch, followed by friendly back-and-forth emails. Whether those meetings actually took place remains unclear. What is clear is that Musk has repeatedly invoked Epstein's name to attack others. He accused Bill Gates of hypocrisy over Gates's past connection to Epstein. He publicly suggested the U.S. president's name appeared in Epstein files before deleting the posts. Yet when his own name surfaced, he called it false. The emails are part of a massive release of nearly 3 million Justice Department documents, shedding new light on Epstein's web of contacts, a web that has long ensnared politicians, financiers, and tech titans. Epstein was found dead in his jail cell in 2019, officially ruled a suicide, a death that fueled global suspicion and unanswered questions. Now, years later, his inbox is speaking again. And once again, the shadow of Jeffrey Epstein stretches toward the highest levels of power, forcing uncomfortable questions into the open, questions that refuse to stay buried.